Welcome back to another week. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the videos that you might have missed out on last week, along with some of the comments that you had and some videos to come. So let's get started. Last week I made several videos. The first was on an iPhone 14 Pro that was having a constant issue with Bluetooth. Anytime you connected to a Bluetooth device, the audio would suddenly and sporadically drop for a few seconds and then come back on. So I walked through my process of fixing that in that video. It's a relatively common issue and can present itself as searching no service intermittently and a few other things, so check it out. On Wednesday, I went over an iPhone 14 Pro Max, replacing the display. I used an LCD display because I had a request on how to install that display, especially the one that says IC transfer. So I go over that process, as this AQ7 is different from previous generations. On Thursday, we went over a MacBook. And after a screen replacement, sometimes there are issues with the lid angle sensor. It doesn't necessarily detect when the lid is open and closed correctly. So we went over the different steps to resolving that. So check that video out if you do MacBook repairs or you were looking to get into it. And then finally on Friday, per viewer request, I went over a bunch of different scenarios with the Nintendo Switches when it comes to completely dead, not charging devices. And within these 4 different devices, found different solutions. Now, I did have one comment asking what to do when there is an open line on VBus. And my go-to would have been to replace the battery charging IC, specifically the BQ24. It looks like they followed up with a comment saying that they replaced that and it restored that line, but they are still getting no image. My go-to at this point would be one of 2 things. Check for backlight. Make sure that there is or isn't backlight present. If you're getting power to the backlight IC, make sure the backlight is actually connected. But maybe you're not getting power to the backlight IC, so that's one thing to check. But more than likely, it's going to be an issue that I kind of touched on a little bit in Friday's video. There is a chip on the back that does go bad occasionally, but it's the P13 IC, which controls display output. So if you're getting it to charge but you can't tell because there's no image, it could be that. There are a few other things it could be, but that's where I would start. Hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If there's something that you'd like to see in a future video, let me know as well. Obviously this week is Thanksgiving, so we won't be open on Thanksgiving Day, but there are a bunch of Black Friday deals that have been going on. I think we're on day 5 now, so definitely take advantage of those. I know I am, as a few of my kids are requesting upgraded devices, so I'm going to be taking advantage of those Black Friday deals and getting them some devices. Thanks a ton for watching. We'll see you later this week for a bunch of more videos.